his last questions. And that issue, and that
If
issue is
everybody
as
would
well
be
as
humble enough,
that issue is as well as the same issue that I've asked you before, di ba? Yung pinagtanong ko na mag-do it, no? Sige, panoorin ulit natin ng iba, no? Lalo na yung hindi nakapanood.
Ang pagbebenta ng katawan para makaahon sa buhay. Aanhin mo yung ganda.
Nobody is in the position to tell people how should they live their lives. Though, sir, I totally understand the kind of values, the kind of morale that you're trying to uphold, but we cannot just invalidate someone just because that is the kind of job that they have. As long as wala naman silang tinatapakang tao, let them be. You won't know how it feels, not until it happens to you.
Alright. Ayan. Nakita po natin, no? Ayan. We have now an idea, okay? To further discuss about that issue and the previous video that you've just watched, no? Bro Rodolph will talk about that, and I will talk about the physiology of the human sexuality after his brief talk, no? Pwede ba tayong mag-pray? Can I ask Brother Rudolph to lead us a prayer?
Sige po. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes po, loud and clear, sir.
Let's pray. Father God, thank you for this moment. Salamat po dahil at this moment, yung sa pagsama-sama ng bawat isa na rito, Lord, you will do something like an awakening in our hearts. Ano ba, Lord, yung mga bagay na gusto mong sabihin? Ano ba yung mga bagay na gusto mong makita namin na minsan binubulag namin yung sarili namin on the reality na akala namin itong bagay na to ay tama because we are trying to survive within this pandemic, or we are trying na, alam mo yun, ipakita kung ano yung pride na meron kami. But Lord, what is in your heart? So sa pagkakataon na to, yung mga mag-i-speak, yung mga teachers na rito, Lord, give us wisdom on whatever you want us to share. Hayaan mo lumabas sa aming bibig yung gusto mo sabihin. And at the same time, those people, those students who will hear this current message, or sino man, Lord, yung mga makikinig ngayon, will be awakened dun sa mga bagay sa mensahe na kinreate mo, na synchronize mo using us, Lord, right at this moment. Salamat po. Any internet connection, we are giving it to you. I pray no internet or technical difficulties for us this moment, at ingatan mo rin yung mga internet connection ng mga nanonood. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And it's Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon to good morning to our more than 20 students now, from grade 7, from grade 10, and as well as from grade 8, as far as I can see. Meron ditong in-invite din from grade 11, 12, and grade 9. Okay? Good morning po. Yan, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Hindi ko alam kung last na ito, no? Pero nakadepende kasi sa inyo lahat yun, no? Quite sad kasi we're more than 90 nung nakaraang week, pero ngayon ay nasa more than 20, 30 muna tayo, no? Baka mamaya dumami pa sila, no? Okay. Unang-una sa lahat, yan, lalo na sa grade 10. Sa grade 10 kasi minamadali din yung grades, kaya ipasa ang dapat ipasa ASAP. Okay? Huwag nang pahintayin, huwag nang ipunin, ipasa na kung makaipapasa. Hindi na ba tayo doon? And today is the deadline of your performance task. Sabi ko sa grade 7, I have another offer to you. If you can't relate on this topic, you can make a TikTok video about your module. Ang module nyo ay tungkol madalas sa vocation, profession, track, or profession. Tama, di ba? pakigawa ng video kahit small or short transformation. Sino o anong gusto mong maging paglaki mo. Gawa lang kayo ng TikTok video tungkol doon kung sino o anong gusto mong maging paglaki mo. I have different examples. I can show that to you. Pero be creative. Ulitin ko ha. Kahit ano ng TikTok. Ayan. Let's acknowledge Sir Jefferson. Ayan. Sir Jefferson for grade 8. Yan. Good morning po. Ayan. Good morning naman kayo kay Sir.
Morning, sir.
Ayan. Good morning sa lahat. Ayan. Good morning, Sir. Ayun lang, Sir. Parang mayroon kasi kaming TikTok, no? Ngayon, you have a lot of topics, no? And TikTok or Duet can offer different content. Okay? Kaya kung hindi kayo makarelate sa content ngayon ng grade 10, which is grade 7, tama, content nyo rin naman ito nung first quarter, di ba? Truth, will, and intellect, di ba? And grade 8 lalo, sexuality talaga ang topic ninyo, no? Kung hindi kayo makarelate, ulitin ko, pwede ba pakichat itong sasabihin ko? Sige, magbibigay ako ng mga recitation talaga, as in. Tinatodo ko na yung grade sa fourth quarter, ha? Kung pwede lang i-99, ina-99, pwede 100 ko, ha? But now, I really need your chat. I really need your cooperation kasi yung iba hindi makasunod. Okay? Ito, pakisulat, pakitype ito sa chat room, ha? Ang project, make a TikTok duet of your given topic. Make a TikTok duet of your given topic. Ibig sabihin, hindi na tayo limited sa sexuality. Yung grade 7, pwede kayong mag-talk about sa inyong topic ngayon, profession, or kahit ano, no? Kahit ano, ha? Kahit nung una, kahit yung puberty, kahit yung intellect and will, kahit yung profession, kahit yung pataas sa pagpapahalaga, kahit ano, ha? Basta create a TikTok video explaining that or showing your sample. Halimbawa ako, professional, ano yung profession na gusto ko. Gets nyo? As well as sa grade 10. Grade 10, sige. Hindi na lang din tayo limited. Pwede rin na iba't ibang content. Ano bang mga napag-usapan natin? Grade 10, di ba? This coming week, ang topic ay katotohanan. Make a short story, TikTok, or short clip, or short gusto mong sabihin about sa katotohanan, importance of katotohanan, and so on and so forth. In different topic from first quarter. Clear ba tayo doon? Meron bang nag-chat dito? Yun, thank you Chloe, okay? Thank you Rachel, thank you Georgie, thank you Trisha, Bricks, okay, thank you ha. Ana, Julian, pwede bang Julian, pwede ba total ikaw mauna? Okay lang, ilista mo lahat ang pag sinabi ni Sir Rudolph, o kaya ako, na okay, i-chat to. O kaya naman, kahit wag nang sabihin i-chat eh. Kumbaga kung ano yung nakita nyo o narinig yung napakahalaga, o boom, wow, kung yung sinabi, no? I-chat nyo na agad para na-emphasize. Kasi hindi lahat na ilalagay namin sa PowerPoint. Clear tayo. Hello guys. JC, ikaw sa grade 10 ha. Tapos sa grade 7, Beatrice, saka si Beatrice, Renelyn, saka si Bricks Pumarada. Kayo naman. Renelyn, grade 10 ka. Bricks, saka si Beatrice sa grade 7 ha. Isulat mo dyan kung sino yung lagi nagchat-chat. Okay? Tapos, yung sa grade 8, France, ikaw na lang France, no? Yan, namiss ko yung mga grade 8 student ko, no? France. And sa grade 9, nandito rin mamaya si Ma'am si Ma'am si Dahyun ha. Okay? Sa grade 9, walang grade 9. Pwede bang wag na nga. Ang haba lang eh. Papasulat ko sana yung inyong pangalan sa section eh. Pero siguro pag sumagot kayo, sulat nyo na lang yung section nyo. Halimbawa, sabi ni Dice Usuyos, make a TikTok duet of a given topic. Tapos lagyan mo na ng dash. Halimbawa, John. Okay na yan, alam na namin grade 7 yan. Ngayon, alam naman rin namin yung pangalan nyo, pinaisulat yung pangalan ninyo. Pwede na lang kung kakaiba yung pangalan nyo ngayon sa Google ninyo. Gets nyo ako? Lagyan nyo ng section kasi yung iba hindi niya alam kung anong section yun. Hoy, again, answer answer agad, right away. Answer in chat box and write your section. Pakisulat nga yan, answer in chat box and write your questions. And lahat ng sinasabi kong pakisulat nga yan, ayun ay counted as recitation. Okay? JC, may katulong ka naman. Si Renelyn. Okay? Okay, clear tayo doon. Wala naman nag-chat doon. Sabi ko nga answer our questions in chat box and write your section. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, very good. Okay, ulitin ko, the flow would be, tapos na tayo sa announcement din ha. The flow would be, Sir Rudolph will tackle a little bit, discuss a little bit about that video, lalo na yung last part. Anyone is entitled of chuchu. Okay? Siya ay magdi-discuss nun. After nun, we're gonna talk about basic physiology of sexuality. And we try to discuss or give you an introduction on our issue of LGBT, gay rights, gay marriage, homosexuality, same-sex attraction, and so on and so forth. Okay? And after that, syempre, we have evaluation. Ha? Kaya lahat malamang ng sinasabi ko dito, kasi may kopya ako ng convo natin sa chat box, ay itatanong ko sa evaluation. Kaya kung tip lang, pwede nyo nang kopyahin yung tanong at pakinggan yung mga sinagot or yung mga sinagot ng iba kasi inote nyo yan dahil kukuha ko ng mga tanong doon. Clear? Okay. Again, thank you ngayon pa lang sa lahat na nandito, no? And I think baka ito na yung last, no? Kasi ito lang yung pinaka-pressing, pinaka-kinakailangang issue kaya pinilit ko kahit na ang hassle or ang daming pwede pang gawin, pero pinilit ko na makausap kayo. And I hope makinig kayong maigi. Ha? Si Sir Rudolph ay nandito na naman. Wala siyang obligation, pero gusto niya, willing siya to share about that issue. Okay? Any question? Okay. Kung wala nang tanong, the floor is yours, Sir Rudolph. Okay? I hope na panood nyo rin po yung dalawang videos na pinapalabas ko, no? And that would be your topic. Kahapon, di ba, kagabi, di ba bro, parang sinabi ko sa'yo yung, are you in favor of legalization of prostitution or pornography or legalization of siguro, prostitution. Okay? Parang ganun yung topic. Ha? O, ngayon, yung mga nakikinig dyan, listen carefully to Bro Rudolph.
Hello? You can hear me naman well, di ba guys?
Apo.
Okay. So, on the other hand, good morning about isa. Hindi ko napapatagalin kasi medyo i-shrink in natin itong napakalaking topic about legalization and normalization of yun sa premarital sex, prostitution, and also pornography. Gumawa ko ng konting research. So, I'm going to present a little bit like a mini research paper sa inyo na na tawag nito. Sorry, wala akong PowerPoint presentation pero this will be so graphical sa isip nyo guys. Ngayon merong noong 1960s to 1980s meron tinatawag na nag-a-arise kasi ito yung normal before. Na ibig sabihin ang sex bago mo gawin yon kailangan you have been under to marriage. Ibig sabihin kakasal ka, there's what do you call that, like my courtship, papaalam sa magulang for the whole world and especially dito sa Pilipinas. But during 60s to 80s, meron tinatawag na may nangyari, it is all about sexual revolution. Pag sinabing sexual revolution, pagdating sa mindset ng mga kabataan at ng tao, ang nangyari naging open sila pagdating sa pag-adapt ng sex, like for example, premarital sex, pagdating sa pornography, nudity, and whatsoever. So as early as that, and going back sa history pa, lalong-lalo na nung mga AD ba yun, mga BC, nagsimula ito actually sa mga Romans. So they are trying to get out doon sa pinaka-original, original na structure ng sex, ano ba yung original design na ito, na alam natin yan, di ba? And dapat ito yung natututunan natin sa mga magulang natin. So what happened to our culture dito sa Pilipinas is tawag nito, yung common na alam mo yung which is itatakal to ni Sir mamaya yung about sa sexuality, but I will touch a little bit yung sexuality dito sa Pilipinas na yung sexual behavior natin, ibig sabihin yung tingin natin sa sex, yung patungkol sa courtship, yung physical and emotional intimacy, ayan yung holding hands, yung panliligaw, pagharana, commonly nabibuild up ito sa pamamagitan ng ating family, ng culture, religion, and values according to sa research, di ba? And also, yung psychology. Pero, and also, ito ang pinakamalaki, na i-involve din dito yung foreign influences o other related factors such as like social media, internet, na galing sa Western culture and ideas. So, anong nangyari? Through a lot of social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, ayan na, nagata-transition na tayo. Sa Twitter po, ang daming mga Pilipino, and then I'm conducting a research about these things, yung about ang tawag dito, pandemic, like prostitution na nangyari, at ang dami pong mga Pilipino, hindi ko pa natatapos yung statistics, pero ang daming mga Pilipino na i-involve sa ganitong area. Alam niyo po ba noong 1994, merong isang research na ginawa ang isang professor sa UP, sa University of the Philippines, and then ang nangyari in relation to yung sa pagdating sa sexuality ng mga Pilipino na youth na around 11,000, nagre-range ng 15 to 24 years old. Ang result pagdating sa adult fertility or sexuality na survey pagdating doon sa 11,000 na mga kabataan na yon, 80% ng Philippine youth hindi nila ini-endorse. Ibig sabihin ayaw nila ng pagdating sa premarital sex. 'Di ba? Ang ganda. During 1994, kabataan ko ito, kabataan ni Sir, 'di ba? Pero nagbago ito noong 20s and then nagsunod-sunod na. Mas lalong naging open yung mga kabataan natin ngayon pagdating sa premarital sex, sa pornography, sa nudity, and anything under the sun influenced by Western culture. So kung gaano nagiging liberated ang Western, yung kultura ng Western, nahahawa din tayo as Filipinos dahil this is hard to say, pero dahil 'di ba, merong isang another research na pagdating sa tawag nito, nakalimutan ko yung tawag doon sa research. So merong mga dolls. So pinapipili yung mga bata, anong gusto mo dito? And commonly, pinipili nila yung sa dolls from Asian dolls, color black dolls, and white dolls. They are choosing itong puti. So merong, yung tinatawag na alam mo yun, mas pinapabura nila kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga puti. And mostly in the Western culture, kung ano ang, 'di ba, gustong-gusto natin yung color na gano'n. So anong nangyari? Mas pinapabura natin anong nangyayari under the sun within the Western culture. And kung ano nangyayari doon, we are being influenced so much. What about you guys, girls, sa mga kabataan diyan? Yung nangyayari sa TikTok, yung nangyayari sa yung nangyayari sa tawag niyan, yung nangyayari sa especially sa social media. Yun yung isa po ko pang ginagawang research na most of the people ay nai-influence kung ano yung sinusuot nila, yung behavior nila because of the so-called social media. Lalo-lalo na nag-concentrate ako sa TikTok. I mentioned that before. So, noong taong 29 naman, eto na, umuusod tayo, di ba? Meron namang isang survey na ginawa ng isang tawag nito, may isang research na ginawa during 2009 among 3,726 na Filipinos na student teenager in regards sa ano ba yung yung opinion nila pagdating sa relationship, love, sexuality, and other related items on that area. So, tina-target nito yung nasa third year high school, third year college, ages 13 to 18 years old. And anong nangyari, more of them ang opinion nila commonly nanggagaling yung opinion and sexuality nila ay galing sa friends at parents. And most of them yung mga female teenager ay against sa premarital sex, 'di ba? O 'di ba at least meron pa ring bakod ng family. Ngayon, as of 2009, growing, doon na tayo sa 2009 ha. Nakakalungkot dahil pagdating sa prostitution dito sa Pilipinas, we have like 800,000 starting 2009, and understand this na lumalaki po ito. Dito sa Pilipinas during 2009, meron tayong 800,000 na babae, specifically focused to women. Meron tayong 800,000 women na nag-work as prostitutes, sorry sa word, dito sa Pilipinas, concentratingly sa area ng sex tourism. Pupunta yung mga ibang taga-bansa, bansa, meron tayong tinatawag na sexual tuloy, yung tinatawag na tawag dito, yung pinaka-sentro ng tawag dito, sex tourism, which is Olongga po, and me myself have been there. And commonly ng mga single mom na naroon, mostly, sabihin nating half, ay galing sa prostitution. Ganun po kainit yung nangyayari doon. And yung pag sinabing prostitution, it caters to local customer and foreigners. Ibig sabihin, yung mga taga dito sa Pilipinas and also yung mga taga ibang bansa. And commonly, nakukot ng attention nito ay ang media. Hindi ko na iisa-isahin yung lugar, di ba? Basta marami dito sa Pilipinas noon. And now, we are approaching 2021. Anong example ngayon nito sa kabataan? So, anong nangyayari ba nito pagdating sa kasi yung sa video kanina kung makikita mo, 'di ba? Sabi ganito, tawag niyan. Pero nagiging against yung iba na katawan naman namin 'to, wala kaming tinatapakang tao. We will go back to that. So, year 2021, merong isang case study. Ang pangalan niya ay tatago natin sa name na Delilah. Siya ay 20 years old right now. But nag-start siya sa industry as a sex worker kasi hindi, sorry for the word, di ba naririnig yung word na, I'm sorry for the word, yung pokpok, ganito, ganyan, iba't ibang klaseng they are changing it para maging acceptable to the, alam mo yun, to the local people of the Philippines. At the same time, gusto nilang i-transfer na wala naman kaming kinakawawang tao, but there is something different in this idea. So ginagawa nila, ayun nga, sex worker na. Tapos sabi, since tawag nito, nung 20 years old siya, nag-start siya na until kasalukuyan, nag-work siya as a sex worker and nag-start siya na mag-work bilang prostitute at the age of 18 years old. Nakikita mo yon? At dito sa Pilipinas, enable for you na dumating sa punto ng ganun. Ano ba ang need? Ano ba? Commonly, sa statistics, sorry, I cannot present the other statistics kasi hindi pa talaga tapos. Commonly po, ang education and also kapag may anak and also to attend the needs of the family is the common contributory factor, sorry sa word. Kaya po, nai-involve ang mga kabataan natin na mag-work as a sex worker or prostitute or anything. And commonly, dahil nga po pandemic, ang nangyayari alam mo yon, kasi nga hindi pwede in person, di ba? Hindi pwede yung sa bars ngayon, maraming close na bars. Hindi ko alam kung nagbubukasan na. Sabi nung yung sa case study natin na si Delilah, buti na lang daw meron tinatawag na community, yung mga groups sa chats, and then through that nakaka-receive sila ng tips, hindi tips na yung idea, tips na money. Ibig sabihin pag nag-show sila ng nudity ng hubad nilang katawan or video, they will be able to receive money. And ginagawa niya daw ito dahil she needs to finish school. So most of our young people nowadays, ito ang nangyari, ito yung gusto nila. At sabi dito, di ba? She earned 2 to 3 times the monthly minimum wage. Sabihin natin ang minimum wage ay 10,000 or 20,000 times 3. Ganun ang nakukuha niya through this one, na binibenta niya yung sarili niya. To make the long story or yung tanong ni Sir, am I supporting ba yung tinatawag ng legalization ng premarital sex and prostitution or pornography or whatsoever? Babalik ako dun sa mga studies ng mga kabataan natin dito sa Pilipino. Ang Pilipino is rooted within the culture o kultura ng makananay, makatatay. Hindi lang yun, Dahil yung relationship natin sa family natin ay close before. Right now, nasisira ng unti-unti. Napufocus ang mga kabataan na makinig kaysa sa magulang doon sa social media. So what happened is, we are being educated by our system. Pero noong around 2009, mayroong studies doon na sabi, yung karamihan ng mga kabataan, lalo-lalo na yung babae, nakikinig sila sa mga magulang nila na yung sexual orientation nila, kung sino sila at kung ano yung nangyayari sa kanila pagdating sa premarital sex, they are saying no because of the knowledge of what their parents are telling them. What about you guys, di ba? Bago ako magtatapos, meron pa akong 3 minutes. Kasi ganito yan eh. Alam mo yon, babalik ako dun sa pinaka-quotation na meron ng school nyo sa Imelda. Tama ba ako? Imelda to, di ba? So, merong connotation doon na ang mga estudyante ng Imelda blah blah blah, hindi ko alam kung ganun din kasi sa bawat school may ganun eh. I don't know if I'm correct. Meron doon maka-Diyos, makatao, hindi ko alam kung kasama yung ibang mga bayan, nakalimutan ko na. So ibig sabihin, if you will take God in our society, in our culture, the word of God or whatsoever, something will gonna happen. And at the same time, yung pagiging makatao at yung kung ano pa yung mga kasunod doon, this is so-called social relationship. Kamusta yung relationship mo sa father mo? Kamusta yung relationship mo sa mga tao sa paligid mo? Are you being dictated by the other culture, yung ibang kultura na hindi naman? Kasi ito ang okay lang pag dati, makikita mo nakahaba, di ba? Magsuswimming na lang, nakalimutan, spandex ba tawag doon, pambihira. Nakalimutan ko na doon, yung sa, na yun, yung suot na yun or something. Naka-t-shirt pa yung mga babae ngayon. Wala namang problema na naka-topless or something. But the thing there is, yun nga, nawawala na yung purity sa kabataan natin ngayon. Gusto kong i-post ito sa inyo. What about the purity? Yung tawag nito, before, talagang ingat na ingat magpahawak si babae sa kamay ng lalaki. Bago magkaroon ng courtship, dumadaan kay magulang. So sa pagkakataon na to, gusto kong iwan sa inyo yung thought na, alam mo yun, kung tatanungin ako pagdating sa legalization and normalization nito, I wanna say, anong effect nito kung gagawin nating legal? Anong magiging effect sa Pilipino, lalo-lalo na sa kabataan? Meron po kaming inaalagaan na sa isang community sa Tanzania, Botas, at ang community to, hindi ko napapangalanan ha. So we are helping this community and ages as early as 18 years old, 15 and below, they've been involved sa prostitution. It's fresh. It is because there's a need, merong survival, pero kailangan pa talaga survive and gamitin ang prostitution, yung kanilang katawan, kanilang sarili, and sasabihin, katawan ko naman to, wala akong inaapakan na tao. Pero, what about the deal na yung iyong purity at pagdating sa anong kinreate ng Lord, especially in terms of sex? So, yun yung gusto kong iwan sa inyo, and be happy and remember that you are loved. Okay, take care guys.
All right. Can I ask 1 or 2? Paki-chat nga ang pinaka natandaan o pinaka nagustuhan o pinaka tumatak sa inyo na sinabi ni Sir o Brother Rudolph. Yan. Habang kayo ay nag-chat o nag-iisip, pwede bang pakisabihan din at pakipalakpakan si Bro Rudolph. Thank you, congratulations, and we're so loud, bro. Last time, kahapon ay nung last week, no? Monday lang, no? Nagkita kami. And I feel so blessed, no? Thank you, bro, kasi parang you're giving hope, you're giving siguro time to us. And that's so precious, no? Money can't buy that. And siya ay willing. Sa totoo lang, may mga tao dito or lately, di ba? Nakaka-chat nyo sila, si Bro Rudolph, and he's willing. And I admire that person kasi ang hirap kayang makinig. Tama? Ang hirap kayang, alam mo yun, ang hirap na ikaw ay laging nandiyan sa iba kahit ang dami mong ginagawa. Tama? Kahit ang dami mong pinagkakabalahan. But Bro Rudolph give time. Talagang nagbibigay siya ng oras. And thankful ako doon, no? Yan. Sir Jeff, ayan. Do you want to say something po? Meron bang gustong sabihin habang nag-aantay or may tanong? Yan. Thank you sa mga sumagot, no? Purity. Okay, purity. Okay? Maraming sumagot ng purity.
Makikinig lang ako,
Okay?
sir.
Salamat, salamat sa support, sir. Yeah, thank you sa mga sumagot. And yung mga sinabihan kong isulat Nicole, pwede bang ikaw sa grade 8? Sulat mo yung mga sumasagot dito. Okay lang. Sasabihan ko si Sir Jeff. Nandiyan naman si Sir Jeff no? Okay, thank you sa mga sumasagot. We are educated by our system nowadays. Yan. Thank you sa paglagay ng section. Alin ikaw lang naglagay ng section. Yung iba, wala na. Talaga. Bahala kayo dyan. Pag di nila natin yung section, bahala kayo. Be happy and remember that you are loved. Okay, thank you, Don. Ito lang kasi yan.
Pero grabe, sir, no? Mas lalong na-expose yung mga bata ngayon sa ganung klaseng situation. Kasi dahil, syempre, online tayo eh. Hindi natin sila mapipigilan na, yun nga, makita nila yung mga hindi dapat makita sa edad nilang ganyan. Siguro mas lalong, feeling ko, sir, kaya mas lalong nagiging talamak, kagaya na sinabi ni Sir Rodolfo, yung about sa prostitution. Kasi malaki kasi ang impact ng social media, sir, totoo lang, sa mga bata ngayon. Sobrang laki. Siguro yung panahon kasi dati, sir, feeling ko lang, walang masyadong social media, kaya yung mga bata, ikaw, sir, kung agree ka, pero yun ang ko, sir, ang tingin ko. Yun ang assessment ko about dyan. Dahil sa social media, mas lalong
sumobra, sir, talagang dahil siguro din sa pandemic na tayo ay naging less active. Kahapon, nakinig ako ng isang webinar, no? Isa siyang chemist, no? And he explained, ito ay doktor, no? He explained na there's a link between dahil lagi tayong idle, lazy, pahinga, or tamad, or wala nang ginawa, because we don't have physical activity as well as mental activity. Kaya ang nangyayari sa ating biological chemical reaction from the brain, naapektuhan yung reproductive sexual organ or yung sexual hormones that we have. Meron siyang specific na sinabi rito yung yung GnRH, no? Ko sa inyo, ipapakita ko sana sa inyo, pero to cut it short, sinabi niya lang dito na there's a link, no? Sa nervous system and then dun sa endocrine system, yung nagre-release ng hormones ay nagkakaroon ng link, no? Doon sa ating nervous system saka doon sa ating brain. Ibig sabihin, ang gusto niya lang sabihin dito, kapag ang brain natin ay na-idle or walang madalas na ginagawa physically and mentally, ang nafo-focus siya doon sa pag-secrete o doon sa pag-produce ng GnRH, yung hormones na link doon sa sexual activity, which is siguro kaya nangyari sa research na ang daming teenage pregnancy, ang dami ko rin kakilala na hindi magkaanak at ngayon ay nagkaanak na because hindi naman na tamad or siguro nagkaroon lang sila ng pahinga at naging active yun. Anong sinabi ni sir or ni doktor doon? Sabi niya lang, be careful on that. Kasi kapag lagi kang nagkukulong sa kwarto or wala kang ginagawa, yung hormones na dapat gagamitin sa mental activity or sa physical activity napupunta doon sa sexual activity. Kaya mas madalas active yung mga taong nasa bahay lang kaysa yung may mga sports. Are we clear on that? No? Siguro to respond lang dun sa sinabi ni sir, no? Pwede bang pakisulat yun kung ano yung pinaka-natandaan nyo dun sa sinabi ko? Pero that's something interesting. Ang ganda lang kasi sinasabi niya na talagang may link, no? Yung mga activity natin. Hindi dahil decision lang natin. Oy, eto makinig kayo. Hindi lang dahil decision lang natin o ginusto natin, no? O naramdaman natin. Ito ay subconsciously, hindi natin namamalayan, inire-release ng hormones o ng katawan natin or ng chemical hormones natin sa brain. Kaya ayun yung nagiging desisyon natin. Clear tayo doon? Kaya nandun yung thought na, are we really deciding on what should we do? Or merong nagtitrigger sa atin, merong nagsasabi sa atin sa katawan natin, kaya ito yung nagiging desisyon natin. Okay tayo doon. At medyo nagigets yun naman yung sinasabi ko. Medyo napaliwanag ko ba ng maigi kasi biglaan lang din no? Biglaan ko lang na-explain. Pwede bang kung naintindihan, oo naman kayo or sulat nyo kung ano yung pagkakaintindi nyo? Okay lang ba? Yan. Na-amaze lang ako kasi talagang, di ba tayo, di ba? Lagi lang tayo nagtutot na, pag wala kang masyadong ginagawa, ito maaaring mangyari sa'yo. Maaari kang magkaroon ng bisyo, ng ganyan-ganyan. Kumbaga, payong lang ng mga magulang. Pero meron palang scientific basis. Doon lang ako na-amaze. Kaya tonto ako dun sa narinig kong talk, no? And you can also hear that, no? Ito yung isang sample nung sinasabi kong talk. Okay? Isasend ko na lang mamaya, no? Kasi wala na rin tayong oras. Ha? Yan. Thank you, Pro Rudolph. 3 out of 5 of girls are getting pregnant because hindi na yakap kanilang tatay. May ganong situation, no? May ganong case na mayroong background. Kumbaga, meron silang subconsciously issue sa kanilang parents. Kahit ayaw nila, pero naging ganon sila later on dahil nga subconsciously ma-attack ang brain. Alright, go back dun sa topic na yun. Ganito lang. Bakit ko siya napasadahan? Kasi sined ko, forward ko yung video. Tama, di ba? Napanood nyo yun, di ba? Napanood nyo. Ngayon, may mga nag-respond or nag-do-it. Okay? Sabi niya, it's their right. Parang it's their choice. Gets nyo? Choice nila yan. Kung anong gusto nilang gawin. Kung gusto nila ng bokasyon na yan, trabaho lang. Kumbaga walang personalan. Kung gusto nila yan, edi go. Parang we have different profession and we cannot judge them. Lalo na kung nangailangan talaga. Ang napaisip lang ako bigla. Una sa lahat, yung tao, halimbawa, ay kasal, tapos ikaw ay may trabahong prostitution. Ngayon, sasabihin mo ba sa kanya na trabaho lang, kahit kasal ka, kung gusto mo, trabaho lang? Pwede mo bang sabihin sa asawa mo yun? Sabihin mo lang, nagtatrabaho lang yun binigyan ko na ng sideline O kaya, pinagbigyan ko lang yun Kasi, tawag ng laman Trabaho lang, walang personalan. Kumbaga, pwede ba to Agree with me lalo na mga girls. Mahal kita, pero pwede naman akong makipagtalik sa iba. Basta mahal kita, sa'yo pa rin ako uuwi. Okay ba sa inyo yun, girls? Halimbawa ganun yung mga boys, no? Kumbaga, adobo ang aking favorite food. Pero pwede naman akong tumikim ng iba. Ang mahalaga lang, dun lang din ako ulit babalik sa adobo. You see there, parang, you see the concept. Parang, it is more than a tawag of laman or pleasure or sinasabi nilang needs, no? Needs. Kumbaga, ito rin ay konsepto ng commitment, ng trust. And if, girls and boys, no? And if there's a lot of temptation, kumbaga, kung ang magiging mentality natin ay okay lang yan, which is sa ibang bansa okay lang, no? I'm not sure, pero alam ko sa Netherlands, even sa Japan, nililegalize na nila ang prostitution. Bakit? Ang ganda rin kasi, di ba? May tax pag legal. Tapos, meron ng app. Itong girl ang gusto kong itong service ang gusto ko. And may tax, di ba? Sabi nga sa government, pwedeng ito rin yung maging issue Sabi sa government, ayaw magpapigil. Sige, illegal na lang natin. Let's regulate. Ayaw naman na mapigil di ba? Yan nagigets nyo ako. Halimbawa, shabu, di ba? Nawala-wala ba ang addiction, chemical substance addiction sa Pilipinas? Kung baga, since the chemical substance abuse were created, hindi na siya nawala. Kung hindi na siya nawala, legal na lang natin. At least, di ba? Pag niligal natin, may tax pa makukuha ang gobyerno. At i-maintain na lang, i-regulate na lang. Huwag lang masyadong ma-addict. Pwede ba yun? Hello, nagtatanong ako Pwede bang, kung di kayo makasagot, yung tanong ko, isulat nyo lang ulit. Tapos, ibato nyo. Gets niya ako? Di ba sabi nila hindi na nilang hindi na nila mapigilan Di ba? Hindi na maawat o regulate na lang natin. Just like prostitution. Nawala ba siya? Simula pa before, kahit simula kauna-unahang nilikha ang tao, no? Sex is already an issue, no? We talk about that. And we cannot avoid dealing with that. There's a lot of issues about that every year, every day, no? O ngayon, why not illegal na lang natin? Sagats niyo ako? Sabi ni Hailey, dati din po sa Korea ang hari ng isang palasyo na kahit may reyna o asawa, maaari po siya magkaroon ng harem o kabit, no? Okay, kabit sa siguro sa Pilipinas. Inalaw nila, no? Siguro Hailey ang isang principle nila diyan. Sasabihin nila, men are naturally polygamous. Pakisulat nga yun. Men are naturally polygamous. Ang lalaki ay talagang naghahanap ng iba or talagang hindi sila makontento sa isa. Ngayon, girls, are you agree with that? Are you okay with that? May bagong pelikula, di ba? Sa GMA, di ba? Wives, di ba? Kay Dennis Trillo. Do you have that kind of worth? Okay lang ba sa'yo yan? Nagets niyo ako? Ayun lang yung gusto kong patunguhan. It's not only it's your rights, bahala ka sa buhay mo. Pwede bang gano'n na okay na, we should respect each and everyone's right. Kung gusto mo yan, gusto mo yan. Pero let's all think in a collective way, in a community way, no? In a general or sa common good. Anong bang mas makakabuti sa iba pa? Oo, siguro ikaw, halimbawa, yung isang kabit, magsasabi na nagmahal lang naman ako rights ko yun, kailangan ko yun, gusto ko yun. Pero nakasakit ka ng ibang tao, lalo na yung anak na walang kamalay-malay, mawawalan ng tatay. Clear tayo doon. You have freedom. Kumbaga, the point is you have freedom and as well as responsibility. And students, ang tip lang namin sa inyo, lalo na ngayon ang deadline ng inyong performance task, be critical and as well as tingnan nyo yung bawat angulo. Kumbaga, kung lagi tayong me, myself, and I, it's my rights, pero hindi tayo tumingin sa batas, hindi tayo tumingin sa community, sa other effect or consequences nun, medyo mababaw yung ating prinsipyo. Clear tayo? Kaya ang aasahan ko sa inyong TikTok, you have siguro may mga babanggitin kayo na hindi lang sarili mo, kung ano ang sinasabi ng state, ng law, ng community, ng simbahan, perhaps. Pero as much as possible, ilayo natin yung sarili natin sa simbahan. Kasi there's a lot of reason and explanation. We can deal with this without, without involving church doctrine or teaching, no? Siguro we can go back to the basic, the science, the physiology of man, no? Physiology of woman. The science and natural law will tell us a lot. Tama? Maraming masasabi ang ating katawan sa ating buhay. Okay? Which is, ayun ang gusto kong pag-usapan. Kasi, ang dami nating pinag-usapan about yan, pero doon muna tayo sa basic. Ano ang meron sa pagitan ng dalawang kita? Ano yan? Bakit may takip? Bakit nakakahiya? Bakit hindi masabi? Bakit hindi mabigkas kung anong tawag dyan? Bakit pag siko, noo, ilong, ang dali lang sabihin. Pero pag sinabing titi, puke, bayag, you feel awkward. Is that part of the body? You don't laugh when I say siko. No, ilong. But people laugh when they hear that thing. You see, I think there's something wrong. Sabi nga ng isang scientist or speaker, pag nilagay ko yan dito, pag nilagay ko yung titing yan dito sa noong yan, tingin mo ba magiging awkward pa yan? Nagiging awkward lang siguro kasi laging hindi nakikita eh. Tama? Pero pag nilagay ko yan dito, na madalas mo nang makikita, people get used of it. People can talk about it. People can have a clear mindset on it. People have no prejudices, they have no bias, have no connotation, have no other meaning on that. Have no green-minded. Nagets niyo ako? Pero sabi nung isang speaker, paano yun, sir? Kung nilagay dito yung titi, nandito yung bayag, aalog-alog yun. I'm just kidding. But we need to normalize that one. Nagets niyo ako? Ibig sabihin normalize, ang daming issue, nagiging issue at problem because we don't talk about it. We're shy on it. Diba? We're just dealing about penis, vagina, and there's nothing wrong about that. Kasi it's part of the body. Nagets niyo ako? And let's talk about that. Sino rito? Taas ang kamay ha. Sino rito ang makapagsasabi kung anong pagkakaiba ng babae at lalaki? Pwede bang pakisagot yung tanong ko? Pakilagay lang din yung tanong ko. Sige na nga, ako na lang maglalagay ng tanong. Ano ang pagkakaiba ng babae at lalaki? Hindi lang physical ha. Not physical ha. Okay? Sige. Pwede na kayong sumagot. Definitely, that would be part of our evaluation. Sino maaari magbasa ng sagot? Pwede bang salita naman kayo? Puro kayo chat. Yan. Sige. Ano kayo?
Okay.
Where are you guys? Sino yung nagsalita?
Ako po, sir.
Ikaw na. Ano tingin mo?
Ano, sir?
Hello?
Ano po yun, sir?
Anong tingin mong difference ng babae sa lalaki? Not physical lang ha?
Physical.
Hmm?
Nahiya ko, sir.
Ano? Uy, masagot ba tong taong to? Bala ka sa buhay mo. Okay, may mga nag-chat na rito, okay? Sabi ni Beatrice, sex organ. Physical naman yun. That's given, no? Lalaki, may... Okay, physical naman yun. Hormones. Pwede. Okay. Siguro, in terms of sino yung mas mataas. And in terms of anong hormones yun. May iba't ibang hormones. Eh. Sabi ni Riley, mas emotional po ang babae. Mas emotional ba? Babae ang mas nagdadala ng mainam na relasyon. Aba, babae daw ang nagdadala. That's debatable, no? Boys are more active when the hormones hit them than girls. Anong hormones yun, no? Kasi maaaring hormones sa babae na emotional, sentimental, or sex hormones, no? But I get your point, no? Thank you, Renelin. Hailey, ang babae naturally, mas mahinhin kumpara sa lalaki. Pag hindi ka ba mahinhin, hindi ka na babae. Anyway, Hailey, ang point ko lang, or ang point lang ng mga ating pag-uusapan ngayon ay general, okay? Ibig sabihin, ito ay nagmamanifest sa maraming babae. Majority ng mga babae at lalaki. Gets nyo ako ha? There's a special case, ang daming special case. Yung iba nga, dalawa pa ang kasarian eh. Dalawa pa din yung ugali. Split personality pa. And that's special case. But we're talking about general thing, okay? Madaling mag-express ng emotion besides physical, women are deemed more fragile than men. Bakit kaya? Men tend to avoid showing too much emotion and rely on strength. But men, would you agree na kayo ba ay hindi umiiyak? Or men are good in hiding? Or is that a social construct or a social expectation that men should not show emotions or do not be emotional because men are gay when they cry? We need to break that culture. Sabi ni Corto, mas mabilis mag-mature ang pag-iisip ng babae. May point ka. 2 years. Kaya mas maganda magkarelasyon ng 2 years ahead sa'yo, girls. Halimbawa, 15 years old ka, 17 dapat sila lalaki. Ang mga lalaki mas malakas physically. Are you agree with that? Physically. Try nyo makapagsuntukan sa lalaki. Sino rito nakapagsuntukan na sa lalaki? O kaya palakasan na ng suntok sa braso. Game, laro tayo. Sino rito ang hindi a-agree dyan? Maglaro tayo, gawa tayo example. Pwede, Sede? Bibidyoan lang din natin. Okay? Kaya ba? Jester, ikaw susuntok. Sino susuntokin? Tapos sino yung suntukan lang, suntukan. Brian, ayan. Sinong babaeng hamon? Are we agree on that, no? Na? Physically, na ang lalaki ay mas malakas, no? Kaya ito din yung issue eh. Sige, may another issue ako about dun. If the LGBTQIA+ are arguing and saying that we should have an equal opportunity to all events, sports, and even Miss Universe, as long as they feel that way. Are you agree with that? Let me paraphrase the question. Are we or are you agree with the inclusive to include gay, lesbian in a exclusive women or men sports events or even pageants? Ang bigat ng tanong, no? Thank you for your wonderful question. Yung iba nagsusulat pa, pwede naman kayo magsalita eh. Para hindi na tayo nag-aaksaya ng oras. Kasi yung iba nagsasabay-sabay ng sulat eh. Sabi ni Pasis, no. Bakit kaya? Do you agree with inclusion of? Yan, thank you Hailey sa pagsulat ng aking tanong. Sagot naman kayo, salita naman kayo dyan. Ang tagal kasi pag nagsusulat pa eh. Malinaw ba yung boses ko? Hindi ba hinahangin yung ano? Kasi nakatapat yung electric fan. Sagot agad kayo ha.
May hangin,
Yes,
sir. Pero
yes,
malinaw naman po yung sinasabi niyo.
Ayun, thank you. Kasi, wala, hindi ako makaano eh. Sige, atras ako konti. Ang inting kasi dito. Yes, sabi ni Catherine, yes daw, agree siya, na ang trans woman ay pwede nang sumali sa Miss Universe. Ang trans woman ay pwede nang sumali sa, halimbawa, track and field, takbuhan, suntukan ng mga babae. Ayun ba yung ibig sabihin nun? Georgie, yes po. Yes po, they have the rights, no? Ibig sabihin, clarify niyo ako yung mga sumasagot Pwede bang mag-ano kayo? Pwede bang magsagot kayo? Kasi minsan nalilito na ako sa yes niyo, kung nasang yes kayo. Margaret, sagot ka naman dyan. Ano yung ini-yes niyo? Kasi minsan delay kayo eh. Nagsasalita na ako ng kung ano-ano. May iba pa pala kayo ni-yes.
Oo, sir.
Patay tayo dyan. Yes. Yan, thank you Margaret. Go.
Sa pagsali ng mga sport or mga ganyan bagay, hindi naman po dapat base lang na kasama ng babae at lalaki. Pwede naman po sumali ng ibang gender. Hindi naman po yung basihan para maipakita mo yung kaya sa isang bagay.
Oh my gulay. Hindi ko masyadong narinig. Ayan, ulitin mo. Naka-cellphone na ako.
Sa pagsali ng sport or mga ibang bagay, hindi naman po mahalaga kung babae ka o lalaki. Kahit anong gender po pwedeng sumali. Hindi po dapat yun yung magiging base mo. Kasi po, lahat tayo may karapatan maipakita yung ating mga kakayahan kahit anong gender.
Okay. That's all. Okay, thank you. Ha? Shout out daw sa electric fan. Yan. Nag-cellphone na ako para medyo malakas yung audio. Anyway, Ayan, they have the right. Siguro ito rin yung sinasabi mo, Katara, no? They have the right to be included since they are still human. Gender or preference does not matter in sports, for this is a show of strength and ability. Okay. Ayun, ha? Parang ito din eh. Ito yung rin yung isang issue eh. It was an issue before last 2019 about the CR, comfort room of LGBTQ. A gay should go to a male bathroom, a lesbian should go to a female bathroom or not. Medyo basic lang yun kasi yung third sex lang natin, lesbian sa gay, no? Ang dami pang ibang gender. Ngayon, may issue yan, sa SM North pa nga yata yun, na saan ba talaga papasok na bathroom yung yung bakla at yung tomboy? Minsan nga sa totoo lang habang nag-iisip kayo sa totoo lang, na-awkwardan ako o hindi ko alam kung anong itatawag ko. Kayo, ano bang itatawag nyo kapag may nakita kayo naka-crossdress? Na halimbawang lalaki na naka-crossdress. I mean, is bakla na nakapambabaeng suot. Ano bang tawag sa kanila? Ate, kuya, babili nga ng ano? O kaya naman doon sa tomboy na nakapanlalaki. Ate, kuya. Minsan nalilito ako doon. But technically, no? Technically ay kung ano yung pinapakita niyang physical attribute, physical attire, ay ganun mo rin siya nire-refer. But that is basic, no? Mamaya, malalaman nyo pa kung anong tawag. Her, he, his, her, he, she, babae, lalaki. And there's a lot of pronouns pa, no? Okay. Let me answer the questions by a questions. Okay? Una sa lahat, sabi ni Hailey, since this is a show of strength and ability, but you all agree na iba ang ability, iba ang muscles ng babae saka sa lalaki. Are you agree with me? Clear tayo doon. Nakakasunod naman kayo. And if a biologically male and now a trans join a women competition like volleyball, which is that was an issue before sa Olympics, yung Indonesian team ay mayroong trans na team. Yung trans na yon ay dating lalaki na naging babae. But the issue was yung pag-spike and kanyang physical feature and kanyang physical ability at kagalingan ay are we agree na mas malakas ang lalaking pumalo kaysa sa babae? And now, the following question is that fair or not? Nagets nyo ako? Is that fair enough? I think, ang kalaban pa ng Indonesia noon ay Philippines. Clear tayo doon, no? And we lost because of that instance na hindi kayang tapatan ng talon, ng palo, ng natural na babae, yung dating lalaki na naging trans woman na ngayon. Are we clear on that? Yan. Kapag hindi ka sure, magpo ka na lang. Yan. Nasaan na po yung mga estudyante ko? Parang wala nang sumasagot. Are you still there? Are you with me? Nakakuha ako. That's sports, no? There's an instance in boxing when a trans woman, dating lalaki, ay naging babae na at sumali sa women's boxing. You know what happened to the biologically women na kalaban ng trans? Namatay. Bakit? Dahil sa lakas ng suntok ng trans woman na dating lalaki. Ang isa rin kasing thought doon, kapag nagpapatrans ka ba, di ba, it's kind of operation, di ba? Ibig sabihin, meron tatanggalin, di ba? Doon sa iyong physical attribute or physical part of your body in reproductive. Sa inyong panlabas na body. Puputulin ng o kaya naman, ano bang gagawin sa babae? Tatakpan o duduktungan. Anyway, Halimbawa sa trans women, di ba, puputulin yun, babae yung ginagawa. Pag pinutol ba yun, babae na yung pagiging physical appearance o muscles niya. Pag pinutol ba yun, nawala na yung testes, yung bayag, yung tite, yung kanyang braso ay pambabae na rin, yung kanyang dibdib ay pambabae na rin, yung kanyang internal ay pambabae na rin. Are we following? Nagets niyo ako? Now, kung sinasabi niyong hindi, ibig sabihin, kung si babae ay nakipaglaban sa trans woman na dating lalaki, maaari bang lumabas yung totoong puwersa nung trans woman? Lumabas yung totoong puwersa niya na pagiging lalaki para lang malamang o lumamang doon sa kanyang kalaban na babae. Sabi ni Briggs, ang lakas po niya parehas pa rin. Physical lang po ang naiba o yung reproductive lang niya ang naiba. And that's a debatable issue. And it's up to you kung anong tingin mo. Is that fair? Sabi ng mga LGBT, they are fighting of their rights against discrimination. But the question now is, on that aspect, for example, in sports, are they not violating others' rights? Or are they now discriminating now other gender? Because they are arguing and fighting for their own rights. Wala ba silang naapakan na ibang rules and regulation? Second, Miss Universe. I think that's Spain. Am I right, Mika? Mika na dating Eduardo. Mika na minsan tawag ko sa kanya kasi minsan nakalimutan ko na eh. Eduardo, sumagot ka dyan. Spain ba yon yung dating issue? 2018 yata, 2017? Na trans woman? Eduardo or Mika? Yes. Yes. And that's a big issue. I think Spain allowed sa Miss Spain, di ba? There's a lot of, di ba? Pageant, no? Di ba? Tayo may Binibining Pilipinas. Ang mananalo doon ay magiging candidate sa Miss Universe, no? Representative. And they allow transgender women to be part of the Miss Universe. Ang tanong lang, or naging issue ng iba, sige Mika, habang nag-iisip ako, are you agree na ang mga babae or mga trans ay sumali sa mga Miss Universe o pang babaeng, biological na babaeng contest? Sige, yung iba din pwedeng sumagot. Anong argument? Oh, sige Mika, gusto mong salita?
Sir?
Are you in favor to include trans women to join Miss Universe?
Hindi, sir, because sir, may sarili po kaming
Teka lang, Mika. Dapat may Thank you for your wonderful question. Bakit?
Sir, hindi ako allowed doon because meron kami sariling pageant like Miss Gay or dapat dun sir ibigay na lang dun sa mga kababaihan yung ganong contest because meron kami sariling contest sir like Miss Gay, di ba sir?
Di ba ang ibang nagsasabi, lalo na yung mga LGBT na it's our rights, di ba? We have the same, dapat we have equal rights. Parang sabi ng iba, feeling ko babae ako eh. Bakit hindi ako pwede sa babaeng contest? Gusto ko nga babae ako eh. Grabe ka naman, discriminate mo na yung rights ko. Anong masasabi mo doon, Mika? Di ba may mga ganon, di ba? Narinig mo na yung ganong reason, di ba?
Hindi mo po kailangan pilitan yung sarili mo sa ganong bagay. Di ba?
Wow.
Kasi alam mo yung sarili mo, sir, bakla ka. So, dapat salihan mo is Miss Gay. Di ba? Not Miss Universe.
The
Kasi,
same din ba yun sa sports, Mika?
Sir?
The same din sa sports? Kumbaga, yung position mo na kung ikaw ay trans or lalaki talaga yung sports mo, Or pwede yung mga trans women sumali sa mga biological woman sports?
Depende, sir.
Okay, okay. Ayan, siguro focus muna tayo sa Miss Universe. Ayan. And coming from LGBTQ member, it's mismo, no? Coming mismo sa kanya, no? Na hindi siya agree. And it's still debatable, di ba? Ang dami rin. Kahit sa mismong sa inyong community, di ba? Sa LGBT community, may agree at mayroong disagree. Okay? Pero, let's go back doon sa physical nature ng tao kasi. Physical nature ng mga ng tao, lalo na sa sports, no? Siguro doon sa third issue about sa CR, ang question ko lang doon, hindi ba threat o hindi ba nakakatakot for our security? O halimbawa, security ng mga mas bata na pumapasok yung trans woman or tingin nilang babae o lalaki sila or bi sila sa gusto nilang bathroom. Hindi naman kasi din lahat, di ba? Are we on the same page? Hindi naman lahat ay nagpapakita physically in their dress, in their looks, na sila ay ganito ang preference nila. Di ba? Halimbawa, yung lalaki, minsan babae sila sa loob, pero ang kanilang tsura ay lalaki. Talagang lalaki, mas macho pa sa lalaki. Now, can they enter now what bathroom they want? Thank you, Mika, sa pagsagot. Sana mayroon pa mas sumasagot na iba. Alam nyo, ang ganda lang nito kasi nag-uusap tayo. That's the thing, no? Ang ganda kasi. Yan. Are we on the same page? Nakakuha niyo yung tanong ko. Halimbawa, I feel women inside of me. Though I show to them that I am man. Dahil gusto ko, dun ako sa pangbabaeng CR, dun ako. And who will judge and who will measure that I am real woman or men? Who can dictate now that I am men and women? Ang sinasabi, ang madalas na sinasabi, kung ano ang sinisigaw ng puso mo, ayun ka. Dapat ayun ka. And now, how can we measure that? Oh, hello. Are we in the same page? Are we still thinking critically? Hi, wala na nag-chat. Pwede bang isulat lang yung tinatanong ko? Sulat nyo lang dyan kasi nga para manamnam ninyo. And English naman yun. Pwede nyo pang i-copy paste sa Google. Cora has so many answers. Cora, ang daming pwede sumagot. Si Siri, si Bixby, si Cora, si Google can answer all of my questions with the different perspective and views. Laliman ninyo kasi mag-Google evaluation tayo. Huwag nyo sasabihin na, depende sir, bahala sila. Okay. Hailey, do you have any comment or do you have any thought about my questions about sa CR? Kung ano ang preference mo, dun ka ba? Are you in favor of that? No, sir. Why, Hailey? Sige, It's up to them. Sige, pwede kang sumagot kung gusto mo magsalita. Okay lang naman kung hindi. Pero medyo hindi ko na-gets yung it's up to them. It's up to them. Ibig sabihin, it's up to people. Kung gusto mo dun ka. And you're allowed. It's illegal. Legal, ibig sabihin, the Constitution, the institution legalize that you can go wherever bathroom you want to decide if they want to choose to go to the female's bathroom or males. Ibig sabihin, Hailey, ikaw ay okay lang. No? Sabi naman ni Pasis, mayroong sariling CR ang LGBT sa ibang lugar. Dapat yung every LGBT. Pasis, alam mo ba kung ilan ang LGBTQ gender ngayon? It's more than 48 genders. And how many CR ang gusto mong ipagawa sa bawat corner, sa bawat SM? And there's now ano tawag doon? Ngayon ay naka-institutionalize na sa New York yung 31 genders, no? Nasa bylaws na nila. Yung 48 coming pa. Sir, ang laki nga ng nakukupit nila. Kasi CR di nila magawa. Sige, try natin i-push yan dyan, no? CR nga ng lalaki sa babae napapabayaan, tapos gagawa ka pa ng 30 mahigit na CR. Okay, CR for bi, CR for trans, CR for gay, CR for lesbian. Meron akong ipapakita sa inyo. Here's the genders, no? Para lang din aware kayo. Ano ba yung LGBTQIA+, no? Plus yun, ibig sabihin,
Sir Aljan,
a lot
sir,
more.
excuse lang sir.
Oh,
Sir,
po,
may
sir.
may message ako sa iyo PM. Hindi ka na sabihin dito ah. Tingnan mo lang sir, saglit lang kung pwede.
Okay po. Yan, nakikita nyo na po yung nasa screen. Yan. Sige, pakiano naman, sino maaaring magbasa? Yung ano lang, yung word lang. Nasaan na? Ano ba yan? Tagal naman. Oo. Merong allosexual.
Wala pa sir yung yung presentation.
Ay, walang presentation. Sorry. Yan, meron na ba? Yan, okay. Ayan yung mga ilan ha. Allosexism, antrosexual, asexual, aromantic, autosexual, autoromantic, bicurious, bisexual, biromantic, closet, coming out, cupusexual, demisexual, demiromantic, fluid, gay, graysexual, romantic, heterosexual, homosexual, lesbian, LGBTQIA, LGBTs, omnisexual, pansexual, pansexual, polysexual, polysexual, passing, queer, questioning, romantic orientation, sapiosal, sexual, sex averse, sex labor, sex different, sexual orientation, sexuality, sexual past. Okay. Hindi ko na may isa, pero you have the site, no? Sesend ko na lang yung site sa inyo. Validate nyo na lang, search na lang kayo kung ano pa yung ibig sabihin nun. The more site, the more chances of knowing the truth, okay? And there's a lot, no? And there's a lot. And that's the reality, no? That's the reality. Siguro to cut the question about the bathroom, I would like to end with a story. Not a story, but a news, no? Last year or for the previous years, there's a crime. Are you with me? There's a crime involving that issue. Whereas, a male ay nagpanggap na pangbabaeng damit at pumasok sa CR ng pambabae. Not knowing, nung mga nasa labas, na babae o na lalaki talaga siya, pumasok siya sa pambabaeng CR with a woman inside, bata, 7 years old, and he raped that child. Lumabas siya na parang wala lang, and nalaman na lang na nasa loob na nari pala yung bata. Siguro, I don't know if there's a case vice versa, lesbian naman, nag-CR sa lalaki, tapos yung lesbian naman ay na-rape ng mga lalaking nasa CR. Or, different way around. Gay naman, na nag-CR sa pang-lalaking CR at na-rape ng mga lalaki. You see how conflict and how controversial and how sensitive that issue was? Hindi lang yan basta-basta na kung saan mo gusto, but there's a legal, there's an issue, there's a rights that you should also look for others. Not only your rights, but also take a look and consider the rights and legal implication of that stand or that's right. Pwede bang paki-sulat or paki-chat dito kung ano yung natandaan ninyo sa sinabi kong yon, no? Sa example na yon. Ang question lang doon, the crime, no? How can we avoid the crime? Which is medyo, di ba? Medyo nagiging risky if we allow that. Are you agree with me? Di ba sa male or sa female CR nga, meron pang na violate or meron pang nangyayaring krimen na pumapasok yung lalaki or siya ay pinagsasamantalahan. What if, tingin nyo, what if kung pwede pang pumasok yung kahit sino sa kahit anong lugar o kahit anong bathroom na gusto niya. What do you think? Is it more risky or not? And that would be one of the consideration we should think in having or in thinking of our position, because our position might affect and violate others' rights or violate other laws or other implication. Uy, why pa kayo dyan? My 46 students. Are you still there? Okay. Now, that's just
Yes,
an
sir.
intro, guys. Uy, si Kitara may gustong sabihin. May gustong sabihin? Wala naman, napitik lang. Okay. Uy, napapaisip naman kayo. Are you with me?
Opo.
Okay. Thank you, thank you. Now, intro pa lang yun. And now, let's take a look of this issue. Or if take a look of this, what we're talking about. We're talking about physiological aspect of our sexuality. Diba? Sabi nyo kanina, you gave the attributes or the characteristics of a woman and a man, no? Ngayon, we'll talk about that. No? Sabi, physiology is the study of how human body works. Pwede bang yung lungs gamitin sa paghigop ng chemical? Pwede ba yung ears ay panghigop ng hangin? Pwede ba yung eyes ay panghigop ng sabaw? Am I making sense? No? This is how body works. It describes the chemistry and physics behind basic body functions, from how molecules behave in cells, how it acts, how it behave, what's the systems, what's the inclination, ano ang kanyang purpose, no? And how systems of organs work together. Pwede bang yung mata ay ilagay sa paa? Do you think there's a purpose why your eyes put upper or at the almost top of your body? Am I making sense? Tama? Do you think there's a purpose? Alam niyo may purpose din daw yung hindi liit. Gusto ko sanang ipakita yung hindi liit ko. Ito, hindi liit ko. Tadan! Yan. Bakit may hindi liit? Diba? Pwede bang tanggalin? Tanggalin ko na. Kaya ito, tanggalin ko na lang, no? Bakit ganun? Bakit di ba pwedeng apat? Bakit tatlo na lang yung daliit eh? Is there a purpose? Anyari sa kuko, sir. Am I right? Sabi ng science, you can even search this, trigger lang. When you remove this tiny finger that you have in your hands or in your foot, maaaring mawala yung balance, yung symmetry ng isang tao. And you can have an issue or you have a siguro imbalance. Gets niyo ako? And everything has a purpose. May purpose. Tama ko? Minsan naiirita kayo sa buhok sa ilong. Am I right? Minsan nagkakaroon ng kung ano-ano. But is there a purpose? Kahit yung ating buhok sa pilikmata. And even ang ating pubic hair, ang buhok sa ating ari, is there a purpose? Am I right? Are we in the same page? No? Do you agree? Ito can you please answer these questions? Do you agree that your body is perfect and serve its purpose? Does your body perfect that serves its purpose? Ibig sabihin, yung kamay nyo ba ay panghawak ba? Tingin nyo ba may mayroong parang, sige, anong katawan ng tao ang pwedeng tanggalin na hindi makaka-apekto sa health o sa performance ng tao? Hindi pong it's just nothing. It's just atay, putik na yan. Sige. Brian, Tanggalin ko yung atay mo Ano kaya mangyayari sa'yo? Hair. Hailey, hair. Kakasabi mo lang kanina, it protects our body. Kahit naman ito ay it protects something. Tama? Ano kayang pwede pa? Kidney. Yes, you can remove one, but there's an effect in your health, di ba? Adverse effect, madalas kang manghina. Pero lalo na kung tanggalin mo yung dalawa. Head, hairy. Sa buhok sa ulo? Buhok sa ulo, pwedeng tanggalin? Ang tanong dito, may purpose ba to? Ibig sabihin, ito ba ay makakatutulong sa atin? Kumbaga, mag-isip kayo, anong parte ng katawan ang mas masama ang naitutulot kaysa mabuti? Ayun na lang, no? Halimbawa, nails. Nails is a dead cells in our body, di ba? Kaya ginugupit natin yan. But may purpose ba? Princess Neri, nose, tanggalin niyo yung nose. Mawawalan kami ng gana kumain. Tatamarin na kami kumain. That's our favorite part of our life, to eat. Tapos tatanggalan mo kami ng nose. Ano nang lasa ng kakainin namin? Flowy blood talaga, blood. Blood talaga. Mga pango, sorry Balahibo. Wala bang kwenta yung balahibo? What do you think? Search nyo, what's the effect of having no balahibo in our body? Okay? Are we on the same page? Do you think you can remove something na tingin mo mas nakakasama kaysa nakakabuti? Meron nga ba? Tanong, meron nga ba o wala? Ivy, thank you sa pagsagot. Wala. Sabi niya wala. Wala, sir. Kayo nagsabi niyan. Pero pag-isipan nyo pa, mamaya kasama yun sa evaluation. Pero come to think, kumbaga trial and error lang. Pag sinabi nyo tanggalin yung hair, wala pang mabuting epekto to. Sige, search ko nga. Search nyo din, ha? Okay, wala po. Sir, nakatulong po bang balahibo sa arms and legs para sa sense of touch? Yan. I think Google can answer that. But, I think we all agree that we have a purpose. No? Even a little tiny tissue in our body, in our DNA, has a purpose. And a little bit discrepancy, changes in our DNA, small parts of the chemical hormones, body parts that we have in our body has a collective or has an adverse effect in our holistic health. Are we on the same page? Tama? Ibig ko sabihin, tanggalin lang yung isang DNA code sa'yo, maaari bang magbago ang buong buhay mo? O ang malaking parte ng pagkatao mo? Sabi ni Mama, ako yung walang silbi. Tanggalin ka na. Okay. Are we on the same page? Tama? Are we on the same page naman? Okay? And there is a purpose. And we all agree on that. Yung natin, yung reproductive organ natin, is there a purpose? May purpose ba siya? Pwede bang mawala? Sino dito ang okay lang mawala ang reproductive system nila? Is there a purpose, no? Kaya siya nakalagay dyan. Am I right? Kaya siya binigay dyan. And do you think may purpose or connected yung reproductive? Papakita ko sana yung reproductive ko, joke lang. I mean, wala akong mapakita dito putik na yan. I mean, may connection ba itong reproductive? Your penis, your testes, your ovary, your vagina in your holistic health? Ibig sabihin, nakaka-apekto ba yan sa iyong mood, sa iyong brain, sa iyong decision making, sa iyong lakas, sa iyong energy? Nakaka-apekto ba yon? Tingin mo. Nagets niyo ako? Are they related? Pwede bang halimbawang tanggalin ko itong lawit ko? Maaari bang maapektuhan yung aking ibang parte ng katawan or yung aking hormones or yung aking brain, yung aking decision making? Maaari bang maapektuhan or kamay lang yan? Gets niyo ako? Kamay lang yan, lawit lang yan, walang epekto yan. Hindi yan makakapekto sa akin. Lalo na yung testes. or yung reproduction, balls, or reproduction of sperms. Nakaka-apekto ba siya? I think Google can answer that. Now, you ask the Google. Sabi ni Healy, our body is like a chair. Take one leg off and it won't be the same anymore. Sir, naging science na tayo. Actually, our morality is based on natural science, natural law. Ang ganda lang ng values, kaya ako nag-values. Kasi it doesn't only dictate what you want to believe. It doesn't only follow the church teaching, ano yung society norms, ano yung mga sinasabi ng inyong community o ng nakakatanda, but ano yung sinasabi ng science, which is it bounds to all. No exemption. Lahat ay kasama dito. And that is natural universal law. Gets nyo ako? And our principle should be based on science, physiology, natural law. The function of the body serve its purpose. Okay. Now, going back there. Sabi nyo kanina, ang mga lalaki ay malakas. Hindi masyadong emotional. Okay? Sa kabaliktaran naman ng mga babae. Let me introduce to you this graph. No? Are you agree with me with this graph? Ito yung graph ko. Okay? I would like to associate male with a thrust of an airplane and woman with a cup or a baso. Am I right? Now, are you agree with me na ang mga lalaki ay thrust? Sila ay pasulong. Nakikita niyo yung thrust ha, nasa picture, no? And ang mga babae naman ay cup, the one who bears. Let me give you an illustration like this one. This is a thrust and this is male. Now, they are the pasulong. Sila ang leader. Am I right? Sige nga. Can you give to me, anong country ang naging presidente ay mas marami ang babae kaysa lalaki? Is there a country which is women is greater than men? Yes, tama. Yeah, no. Women can also lead, no? They are good in leader. But think of it. Philippines has a history of all men presidents from Emilio to Marcos. Not until Marcos failed. That when Cory takes place, the first woman president in the Philippines and in entire Asia. What's the thought of that? The thought would be, are you agree with me, that men are naturally trust, leader, giver, provider, initiator, kasimuno, siya ang nangunguna. But when men fail to lead, women force or women are forced to take in charge. Are you with me? Dahil si Marcos ay nag-fail, that's why women should now stand up. It doesn't mean that leader is men and women are not. What do I mean is, ang mga lalaki ang madalas mag-lead, but women can also lead. When men fail to lead. Are you with me? Come to think of the society that we have right now. How many cabinet secretary leaders? How many leader in our mayors and barangays are men and women? You see there that there is a trend. Gets niyo ako? Rwanda holds the most female presentation with 2/3 of its seats currently held by women. Women can lead. I would like to emphasize that. But only if men started to fail. You see there? Lalo na sa ating pamilya. Sino ang sinasabing haligi ng tahanan? And who always make a decision? Yes, we all have our equal rights now. Pero what's the nature of men? Tingnan nyo nga sa pamilya niyo, sa magulang ninyo. Yes, women has a say. Merong masasabi or mayroong contribution ng women. But who has the final say? Nevertheless, our society is no longer a typical setup. Maybe women now is a leader than a man. But then again, we're talking in a general terms. Ibig sabihin, in a general perspective, sa pangkalahatan o sa nakararami. Uy, sa nakararami. Hailey, Rwanda, maaaring maraming female leaders, but how many countries? Statistically and in ratio, ang mas marami ang men and women. Are you with the same page? I'm not discriminating any gender, but I'm just stating the fact that in history and in the coming history, that might be the trend. Okay? And women will take and replace the leader of men if they fail. Gets niyo ako? Okay, I hope you're in the same page. And thank you sana po stay pa rin. Initiator sa mag-asawa, di ba? Sino madalas nanganganapit? Sino madalas na nasusunod o laging pasimuno? Have you ever encountered or have a friend, a gay, na lumabas kayo and you have that gay friend, sobrang bakla siya or napakababae niya kumilos or sobrang mahihindi niya. But when we cross the road, when we walk on the pedestrian road, his women friends ay lagi niyang ina-assist. Do you have that kind of experience? Na yung babaeng babae pa sa babae, pero once na naalanganin, halimbawa, tumatawid, kaya naman tatawid sa kalsada, gaganon siya. Sige, tawid na kayo. Ang bagal naman ito, baklang pala, ganon. Di ba? May ganon. And I have that kind of friends, di ba? Are we on the same page, di ba? Nakakuha niya ako. Kumaga, yes, they are gay, but they are still gentlemen. Or gentle gay. Yes, nakakuha niya ako. Or ako, binabagalan ko lang salita kasi there's a feedback na hindi na nakasunod yung iba. Pero we're on the page na they have that kind of attitude. Am I right, man? Mika, nandiyan ka pa ba? Mika, kapag halimbawa may mga babae kang kasama, di ba? Halimbawa, sa inuman, di ba? Kaya naman, tatawid. Kaya sa mga risky situation, kahit yung iba pwedeng sumagot, no? Sa mga risky situation, are you concerned of them? Tama? Uy, huwag ka nang uminom, girl. Anong oras na? Uy, dito ka na, ihatid na kita. Di ba? May ganon. And that's so romantic, no? Na even you have a female heart, but you still take care of female's heart then. No? Hatid na nga kita, ate-ate. Gets niya ako? Now, what's my point on that? You see there, even they are gay or lesbian or so on, they still have the heart or the DNA or the inclination. Meron pa rin silang tendency na lumabas yung pagiging gentleman nila. Because that's innate to them. It's innate to men to take care of women. Diba? Kung babae sa babae lang, yung bahala ka nga dyan kung ikaw mag-gusto. Pero sa lalaki, kahit na bakla siya, kahit na mas babae pa siya dun sa babae, ang gagawin niya ay, ano ba yan? Sige na nga, yatid na kita. Kawawa ka naman, responsibilidad kita. You see? Lumalabas yung totoong nature ng lalaki. Kahit pinili niya pa yung ganong gender. What's my point is, it is innate, physiologically. Pwede bang pakisulat ito? It is innate, biologically and physiologically, in our body, on our purpose, and our identity. Kahit na ibahin mo lahat ng structure sa mukha mo, sa panlabas mo, external part, you cannot change the internal part. Meron ba rito na balitaan na nagpa-sex change, na binago din yung nasa loob niya? Yung tipong lalaki na nagpababae, pinutol yung ari, tapos nilagyan ng fallopian tubes ng ovaries. Have you heard that situation, that incident? Meron na bang ganon? Meron na bang kayang technology na ganon? Na ang lalaki ay pwede nang magbuntis. I mean, yung lalaki talaga pwedeng magbuntis. Lilipat yung sinapupunan sa lalaki. Hi! Yes, we can dictate, no? We can dictate kung ano yung gusto natin mangyari sa panlabas. Tama? Sa panlabas. Kung gusto natin maputi, gusto natin maitim, gusto natin wala, gusto natin meron, gusto natin may lawet, gusto natin may butas, externally. But can we change internally? Just like in sports, di ba? Pinutol mo nga, pero can you change the physical attribute that you have within you? Maybe if you're God, you can now definitely change and transfer your body to other body. Clear tayo doon? Nakuha niyo ako? What do we mean by that? We mean that we cannot dictate. We cannot dictate or change our nature or natural law. Ang ilong ay pang-amoy at never siyang gagamitin na pangdinig. Ang pandinig ay pangdinig at never siyang gagamitin panlasa. At ang panlasa ng tao ay laging panlasa ng tao at never siyang magiging paningin ng tao. And if that's the case, likewise, ang nasa loob ng reproductive system mo ay nasa loob mo, and that would be inclined to you, and you cannot change that internally. But we have a lot of desire externally. Externally, gusto natin na mabago kung ano at ayon sa gusto natin. And siguro, if that's your choice, that's your choice. Kayo na lang ang magsabi and mag-decide if that is healthy or not. But what I am saying is that when we don't follow our nature and natural law, that is a problem. There would be a problem if we disregard our natural purpose or law. Are we on the same page? Tama? Sige, try mo lang uminom gamit yung tenga mo. Is there an implication? Am I right? Try mo lang huminga ng tubig. In short, malunod. Maaari bang maka-apekto sa iyong good health? Maaari bang maka-apekto sa iyong natural, organic system in your body? Am I right? Just like in reproductive system. Kaya yung mga contraceptives, you see, yung mga ini-inject, yung may mga inilalagay sa loob, foreign object yun. It's not in a natural law. And that can affect your body. Gets niyo ako? Kaya yung mga nagpapalagay, nagpapa-enhance, yung nagpapa-modify ng nasa loob nila, there would be a case. Silicone pa more. Are you aware of that? Na nagpapalagay ng breast or nagpapalagay ng pills, nagpapa-breast enhancement. It's your choice, no? It's your call. Pero you can even watch KNJS news, you can even watch siguro different news and different fact science na if that's not natural, that can affect your body. Kahit nga yung simple glutathione, am I right? The glutathione itself, is there a good or bad effect on your body? Siguro kayo na lang kayo na lang ang masusga kung ano yung good and bad doon. But my point is, ito yung tanong ko. And ito yung point ko. Does a man and woman can able live without that? Na kaya ba mabuhay ng humanity? Na kaya bang mabuhay ng lalaki at babae? Nung 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, 100 years ago, nang wala yun. Are we clear on that? Ibig sabihin, pwede rin tayo mabuhay on our natural basis, on our natural purpose, on our natural law. Clear tayo doon, clear tayo doon. Nakikinig pa, ha? Kasi medyo inaano ko, no? Medyo binabagala. Okay. That's the purpose, no? That's the purpose. That's why, medyo meron akong trivia sa inyo, no? Itong babaeng to, no? Medyo dito sa bandang dulo. Yan. 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 That's a parent, no? Sila ay magulang. Okay? Is that a typical parents? No? Kasi yung nakita niyong mukhang babae ay yung tatay talaga at yung pang lalaki, siya yung nabuntis. Siguro search na lang sa YouTube kung ano yung storya nila. But, would you think there's something wrong? Would you think there's something disorientation happening around us? Ano kaya ang titingnan ng bata? Sino kaya ang totoong nanay? Sino kaya ang totoong nanay at tatay ko? I don't know the answer now. It's their choice, and it's your choice. And I am just here to give you different perspective. Gets ako? Different perspective. Now, let's go back to our issue. As human, we have our identity, diba? We have the person, no? And we have the inclination, and we have the action. Nagets niyo ako? Our identity has a person, meron tayong inclination, meron tayong action. The bottom line on that is, does your personality and behavior incline to your physiological, scientific, biological attributes? Hi, hello. Ang point ko, ang iyong bang physical, ang iyong bang physiological aspect ay incline. Ibig sabihin na incline, kung ano yung physical attribute mo, ayun din ang iyong action, ayun din yung iyong behavior, ayun din ang iyong katauhan. And medyo mahirap kung magkakaiba sila. Clear tayo doon? Halimbawa, ako ay lalaki. My personal inclination should be for female. Pero, what if my inclination is different? Ang hirap na ng mundo ngayon, no? Dati, ang dali lang. Pag babae ay sa babae. Pag sa lalaki ay sa lalaki. But that's the reality, no? Ayun yung nangyayari ngayon. Now, how can we respond on that? And how can we correct it? Okay? Ang mundo ngayon ay marami na kung ano-anong nangyayari. Tama ko? Dami na. Kung ano yung purpose nila or kung ano yung kanilang ganito lang yun eh. Hello guys. Medyo kumukonti na tayo. Last 10 minutes na tayo. No? Ganito lang yun eh. Ang point lang dyan, kung ano yung physiological aspect mo, that should also how you live. Clear tayo doon? Kasi kung magaling siya or may pagkakaiba siya, therefore, medyo magulo. Clear tayo? Medyo magulo. Now, let's talk about the purpose. Ang unang-unang way How can we know that something is right when it serves its purpose? Kaya nung sinabi ko, sana nasulat nyo. We can know if the thing or action that we do is correct if isa lang to isa lang, no? Isa lang sa pagbabatayan. If it serves its purpose. Parang yung tenga, kapag yan ay nilagyan mo ng tubig para uminom, does that serve the purpose? Parang sinasabi ng katawan mo, meron nang sinasabi yung katawan mo na ito yung tama. And if you violate that, it will cause you harm, consequences. Kung ang bibig ay para lumunok ng pagkain, bakit mo gagamitin yung ilong? Na-clear tayo? And purpose has something to do sa morality. Kung yung purpose niyan, it doesn't serve correctly, maaaring mali siya. Pero isang aspect lang yun kasi marami pang ibang aspect. How can we say it correct? Like for example, sex. What do you think is the purpose of sex? What is the purpose of sex? Sir, parang defense mechanism po ng katawan yan. Para di ka po mapahamak. And we should follow that para hindi tayo mapahamak. I am giving you 30 seconds. Lahat ng di makakasagot, ibig sabihin wala sa meet. Please take note of that. We're gonna end in 7 minutes. Ibig sabihin lahat ng hindi sasagot ay hindi na nakikinig. And goodbye to you all. Ikikik ko na kayo. Tandaan niyo, it's not an obligation to have an online class. It is a gift. It's my gift to you all. Tapos di naman pala kayo makikinig. You're wasting my time. I better talk to those people who are listening. Kaya kung iiwan nyo lang yung cellphone nyo dyan, I would know. Last 10 seconds. Ang lahat ng hindi makakasagot, therefore, kayo ay hindi nakakinig o hawak ang cellphone nyo. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chloe, Renelyn, si Mika siguro pinakalas. Chloe, Renelyn, saka Hailey. Si Mika, sige, si Graciel pinakalas. Ayun, tagal ni Georgie. Hawang kasi yung cellphone. We're serious on this Wala sa si Georgie, wala na susunod. Hanggang sa naunang sumagot. Pakilista at sino yung nandito, pakilista. I will know kung sino ang nakikinig at nandiyan pa rin. Thank you. The question is, what's the purpose of sex? To reproduce? Pagdami ng populasyon? Ano pa? It's a gift, yes, Allen, it's a gift. To produce? Magkapamilya? It's a gift. Panic. Okay, that's correct, no? The first answer is to reproduce. Now, if you do that without any intention to reproduce, do you think sex is still good? Nasusulat ako kasi minsan hindi nyo magets without an intention to reproduce, is it correct or not? You see? And there's another one. The one is to reproduce, and the second one is to relationality. That's the main purpose of sex, to build relationship and to reproduce. To bonding, bond and babies. Bond and babies. Now, either of the two, pag wala yung isa, the purpose and what you're doing is wrong. Clear tayo? Can you give an example? Can you give an example? Sino pwede mag-example? Nagigets siya ba yung reproduce and relational? If I only have a sex just for my relationship and I'm not planning to have a babies, is it right or wrong? If I am just planning to have a babies without any relationship, yung ginagawa ng mga mayayaman ngayon na sila ay nagpapabuntis or sila ay humihiram ng sinapupunan ng iba para sila ay magka-baby. Now, is that right or wrong? Are we clear on that? And as well as prostitution. Yes, maybe there's a relationship, but do you intend to reproduce? Kayo ba ay mayroong balak na mag-asawa? But maybe not kasi nga prostitution. And the second one is relational. Kaya nga kumuha ka ng prostitute dahil you don't want relationship commitment. And now, what's the basis of the morality of sexuality, of sex? If that corresponds to the purpose to reproduce and to create relationship, to bond each other, to bond the wife and the husband. Sabi nga, mas nakakatulong, mas nakakapag-igting ng relasyon ang sex sa mag-asawa. That's the magic of sex. Clear tayo dun. Now, the question now is, how about men and men having sex? How about female and female having sex? Does that serve its purpose? Hi, hello. Good afternoon sa lahat. Can you answer my question? Are you with me? Siguro I can know your answer and your position by evaluation. Mamaya na lang mag-evaluate tayo. But ang ganda ng mga sasagot kasi magkakaroon kayo ng ibang opinion. What do I mean is, does sex between male and male, female and female, serve the purpose of sex to reproduce? Maaari bang mag-reproduce ang male and female? Pag nag-sex ang male and male. Siguro I leave you on that. I leave you on that question. But the fundamental fact would be, I hope you agree with me and we agree to each other that sex is meant to strengthen the bond, the relationship, and as well as to reproduce. Are you agree with me? Yes or no? Kasi if you will not agree that the sex is to reproduce, ibig sabihin, paano kaya kung lahat ng tao ay mag-sex without an intention to have a babies? What will happen to our race and existence? Are we clear on that? Ganito lang yun eh. Isipin nyo na lang ang mundo. Kung halimbawa, ganito para malalaman yung isang tao, isang tanong. Kung tama yung paniniwala nyo. Gamitin nyo ito, universability. Kay Kant. Ano ibig sabihin ng universability? Apply what you believe to everyone. What if your belief is a belief of everyone? What would happen? What if I believe that sex is for reproduction and for relationship? What would happen kung lahat ng tao ay maniniwala dyan? Vice versa, kung ako ay naniniwalang ang sex ay para lang sa pakipagrelasyon at hindi magkaroon ng anak, what would happen to Earth? Kung lahat ng tao ay ayaw magkaroon ng anak, kung lahat ng tao ay may choice na wag magkaanak, what would happen to our universe? Are we clear on that? I hope so. I gave you two way, two ways, and there's a lot of ways to know what is good, to know the morality of something. Ano yon? How to know whether the action is right or wrong. Ano yung dalawang bagay? Sinabi ko? And that would be a basis for all of your principles. And it's applicable to all. Kahit ano pang principle yan. Halimbawa, pag nanakaw, you apply the principle. Paano kaya kung lahat ng tao ay nagnakaw? Are we clear on that? Okay. May tanong ako, how to know whether the action is right or wrong, Yung mga nandito, tignan nyo yung tanong ko, taka yung mga sasagot kasi mamaya sa evaluation itatanong ko ulit to. Pag wala kayong sagot, sayang naman. Gets nyo ako? Isang way. Backread lang kayo kung ano yung mga sinabi ko. Okay, habang nag-iisip ng aking tanong, I would like to end with this idea. I love this one. Wala pang sumasagot? Wala. Paano, Hailey? Paano nga? Ano yung, how can you know if the action is moral or immoral? Una, ano yung ginawa kong example? Yun, Rodel, ang talino mo dun Universability. Ano yung isa? Universability. Ano yung isa? Ni Kant. Kay Kant yun Ano yung isa? You're now on the same page. Hi, hello. One way is universability. How can you know that thing is correct or not if you try to apply to all, to universe, no? And the next one is if it serves its patay tayo dyan. Di ba yung sinagot nyo, reproduce, di ba? So, ano yung tanong ko bago yun? If it serves its purpose. Yung iba dyan. Nagets nyo ako? Parang ito lang sinabi lang sa'yo ng katawan mo. Alam mong bawal kapag nakakasama sa'yo. That's it. Di ba? Halimbawa, alcoholic, addiction. Tingin mo masama ba yon? Paano mo nalaman masama? Kasi, sinasabi ng katawan mo. Gets niyo ako? Kung halimbawang nag-iiba siya, ibig sabihin, yung purpose niya ay hindi meant doon. May harmful effect siya. Pag may harmful effect, ibig sabihin, it's not natural. It doesn't serve the purpose. Clear tayo doon? Okay, thank you. 1 and 2, tandaan yan. Can you read this slide? Opening our minds in order to learn. Pakiread niya. Sino maaari magbasa? And we're now ending. Happy weekends ahead. And mag-evaluation kayo mamaya. Salamat sa pakikinig. Sana may natutunan kayo, ha? And be open, ha? Be open. Okay. Raise your hand. Hailey, thank you, Hailey. Hailey, pakilakasan at bagalan, ha? Para manamnam. Go.
Okay po. Opening our minds in order to learn. We've lost our capacity to have a coherent moral argument
Stop
because
there.
those who voice. Hmm?
Okay? Coherent moral argument. Okay? Para sa mga mahirap mag-English, ayan, nawala na ang ating kakayahan magkaroon ng magandang diskurso o pag-uusap. Dahil bakit? Sige, tuloy. Because
Any opposition to the current ideologies, e.g., gay marriage, are usually characterized as bigots or people simply engaging in hate speech. We don't engage in a serious argument, or we wait in the points of view and see who's got relatively loud.
thank you, Hailey. Okay? Because, bakit? Kapag nagsalita ka, halimbawa, let's all respect everyone's rights. Let's have freedom, love, not hate. We are belong. We have all the rights. We are love. No to hate crime. No to hate speech. No to discrimination. And when you speak and when you stand on that, you will consider bigots or a hater. Ikaw ay aatakihin as a person. Attack on a person, not on your reason. Sasabihin sa'yo, napaka-masama man namang tao. You're not looking to what I am saying. You are looking to who I am. But you must hear, you must learn what I am saying, not who I am. Are we on the same page? Madalas, hindi nagsasalita ang marami dahil naiisip na, ay, sila lahat pro doon, sila lahat favor doon. Baka sabihin, against ako, baka sabihin, hate people ako, baka sabihin, masama akong tao, baka sabihin, discriminatory ako. Sige, wag na lang. You're just saying your side. You're just saying your stand. You're just saying your position. And that is the mere truth, your position. Wala kang gustong saktan, wala kang gustong apihin, nagtatanong o nag-i-state ka lang. Kaso nga lang, nagiging personal. Nagiging personalan. Nagigets niyo ako? Uy, against sa gay marriage. Ay, napakasama mo ng mga tao. Tingnan mo yung aking tito, tita, oh. Tingnan mo yung pinsan ko, gay naman sila. Mabuti naman sila. Porket mabuti sila, porket mabuti yung kakilala mong gay, we should now support gay marriage. Is that a coherent moral argument? Are we really reasoning out, thinking, and weighing in? In all issues, in all aspects, we should have a coherent moral argument. Not try to speak a personal grudge or making it personal, ginagawang personal, imbis na argumento lamang. Really clear tayo doon? What do I mean is, we're not against the people. We're against the logic and the reasoning. Huy! Hi! Am I making sense? Yan kasi nangyayari ngayon eh, no? Porket you don't like it, you don't like them. You don't like the thought, you don't like the action, but you don't like the person. Your love. We don't like what you do, we don't like what your principle is. But as a person, I love you. Are we on the same page? Maganda ba yung nasabi ko? Ang bottom line lang nun, we should be professional and we should have a reason. Hindi porket against ka, masama ka ng tao, or discriminatory ka na. And we should be open on that. Any question on that? Okay. The next bullet would be the poll numbers is in themselves don't tell us much more about moral rectitude or the morality of that action. Sige, to cut it simple lang, marami. And you can have different researches. nagsasabi. Halimbawa, in issue of LGBT rights, in issue of SOGI bill, in issue of inclusivity, in issue of gay marriage. There are a lot of people, especially the youth, have a positive, welcoming acceptance in that kind of issue. Okay lang, go lang, support kami. And that would be the survey. And you can even search that most people, if not here, but lalo na sa Western people, they are now pursuing and supporting LGBTQ rights whatsoever and so on. That's the survey. Are we clear on that? But the poll numbers in themselves don't tell us much more about moral rectitude. Unang tanong, pag sinabi bang oo ng lahat, tama ng lahat, ay tama na. Pag sinabi bang sang-ayon na ang nakararami, pag hindi ka sang-ayon, may mali na sa'yo. Pag sinabi bang ang nakararami ay gustong ito, ibig sabihin, ayun na ang tama. Ang ganda ng sinasabi ko, pakisulat naman yun. Paki-rephrase lang. Please lang, no? Kasi you can use that. That's what you call popularity. Pag sinabi nga sa isang quote, pag lahat ng tao sinabi na ang kasinungalingang ito, yan ay magiging katotohanan na. Totoo ba yun? Ganun ba talaga ang nangyayari? No, kayo nang bahala mag-isip. Kung totoo na ba, porket dahil lahat ng tao sinasabing totoo yun. Let me give you an example. What if I give you a survey, go back to August 1945, when US is thinking to drop an atomic bomb to Fukushima, Japan, to end the war. Again, let me repeat the situation. What if I ask a survey to US people, or even sa Philippines, those who are in the war during World War II, are they agree to drop a nuclear bomb to Fukushima, Japan, to end the World War II, to end the war? What would you think people back then would be the answer, would be the consensus, generally, to end the war? Are we in the same page? Clear tayo doon. Kung dati, all people are agreeing with that. Even the innocent people would be devastated, killed, murdered. Okay lang, just to end the war. But now, is there a morality on that decision? Gets niyo ako? Nagets niyo ako? I hope nagagets niyo ako. Thank you, Hailey. Ang active mo, no? Sana all lahat ng ganyan estudyante. Ang point ko lang, it can change. It can change. And you must stand what is true, not what is popular. Dati, popular dati. Kahit mamatay na yung mga inosente, kahit mamatay na yung buong nasa city ng Japan, matapos lang yung gera. Pero ngayon, kung tatanungin mo ulit sila sa survey, what they regret most in World War II, and that is the dropping of atomic bomb to Japan, because it killed not only innocent lives, but the morality of people. Na okay lang na masaktan at madama yung iba as long as marami yung magbe-benefit. Bayaan mo na yung mga matay, ilan lang yan. Marami namang masasakit. And that kind of mentality is a poison to our world. And last one, pwede bang pakibasa? Thank you, Aljan. Ang bilis mo. Kindness is the excuse that social justice warriors use when they want to exercise control over what other people think and say. Meron ganitong issue last time. magkaroon ng ganitong issue sa US, no? Ito yung napuyat ako kagabi, no? Kasi ang ganda, napanood ko kagabi, and nahook ako. Kasi ito na pala yung nangyayari ngayon sa US, no? There is a issue before in University of Toronto, whereas the usage of pronoun in the LGBTQ is in a high debate. Are they allowed legitimately? Medyo nagiging English na ako, no? Baka hindi na nakakasunod yung iba. Meron lang akong ipapanood sa inyo. Ito yung issue tungkol sa implication ng SOGI bill. Kasi when we pass the SOGI bill, this would be the second trend. The legitimation of pronoun in LGBT. Ano yung meron doon? Ibig sabihin, kapag na-legitimize yung SOGI at pag inalaw ng Senado o ng batas o ng gobyerno na makakasuhan, magkakaroon ng penalty 100,000 at ilang buwan kang makukulong kung tinawag mong she yung dapat she. Kung tinawag mong zir, let me write this one. Zir, alam niyo yung zir? Alam niyo yung z? Okay? Para lang sa kaalaman ng lahat, hindi na lang po tayo nabibilang sa he, she, her, him, they, them, it, here. Meron na pong iba't ibang term para sa kanila, no? Ito po yung term dyan. Halimbawa ay Z, as in zebra, no? Okay? Let me type this in the chat box, no? And there's a lot more. There's a lot of pronouns that we should now use instead of he or she because of the LGBT rights. Medyo magulo, no? Sabi nung isang professor dito, we are now officially, legitimately state that there are 31 recognized gender in University of New York. 31 genders. Ibig sabihin, meron ng iba't ibang katawagan. Hindi lang he, she, z, zer, it, them, z, f, zu, she, kung ano-ano na 31 na dapat itawag mo sa kanila. Just not to discriminate them. Ibig sabihin, pag tinawag mo siyang he, pero zir siya, zir, ibig sabihin, ibang gender siya. Di ba nakita niyo naman na yung gender kanina? Balikan ko yung gender, ha? May mga may mga equivalent yon. Alam niyo yung equivalent? Halimbawa, hindi ko lang sure, pero alam ko yung nakikita niyo ba sa screen? Share screen. Teka lang, ulitin ko, ha? Halimbawa, ito yung ito yung gusto kong gender. Halimbawa, allosexual. Gusto kong pronoun sa akin ay is. O kaya z. Ibig sabihin, imbis na he, z. Ganyan. Z is a painter. Ganun siya. Nag-gets niyo ako? And when you don't use that, yari ka ngayon. Makakasuhan ka. Clear tayo doon. And ongoing na yung other genders. Pero in 31, batas na sa New York that you should do that. And here's the argument of some professors there. Bakit? Ito lang naman yung issue. Sasabihin ng isang professor, yung nasa kaliwa, ay nasa kanan ninyo, sasabihin niya, mahirap bang gawin yun? Ang damot mo naman. Ilista mo na lang. Pag si Algen, Z. Pag si Hailey, Zer. Pag si Sir Rudolph, D. Ilista mo na lang. Ilagay mo na lang sa phone number mo para wala nang issue. Maging compassionate ka naman. Kawawa naman sila. Maging kind ka naman. Grabe ka naman. Gusto na nga nilang ganun eh. Uy, nag-gets mo? Hi! Hello! Diba ayun yung mga argument? Diba ayun yung mga argument? Gusto nila yun eh. Pagbigyan mo na, kawawa naman, grabe ka naman. Dapat freedom tayo, equality. Kung anong gusto nilang itawag sa kanila, ganun na lang. Mag-adjust ka na lang. ilagay mo na lang sa phone mo, kaya mag-note ka na lang na kapag si Maria, tawag mo sa kanya, Z, hindi her. Z dapat. Pag si Aljan, Z. Kasi ayun yung preference or gusto niyang identity niya eh. Or else, yari ka pag nasa batas na yun. Na kapag sa formal letter, tinawag mo siyang ganun, na hindi dapat ganun, kukulong ka. O kaya, magpapiyansa ka. Hoy, nakikita nyo na kung ano nangyayari sa ibang bansa. And that's the issue that we're talking now on the Philippines for the coming years. Okay? And now, here's the answer for that argument. Sinabi ko lang sa inyo yung sinabi na nasa kanan. Kasi kinat ko na to eh. Ngayon, ito yung nasa kaliwa. Ulitin ko ha, he's not against the person. He's not against the rights of LGBTQ. But he has something to say about it. Bakit ayaw niyang gamitin yung pronoun na yon? And bakit gusto niya lang mag-stick sa he or she? Sabi ni Pat Peterson, sikat to ang galing ito, sikat to. Sabi niya, kung gusto niyo panoorin yung lahat, ayun naman yung title, no? Gender Pronouns in Toronto. Lagay niyo lang sa YouTube, Gender Pronouns in Toronto.
Yeah, well, kindness is the excuse that social justice warriors use when they want to exercise control over what other people think.
Ang ganda nun. Ibig sabihin, just love. Don't hate. Just accept us. Don't discriminate. Be kind. Don't be exclusive. Anong sabi niya? That's the mentality that people used before to conquer, to overwhelm, siguro, to win the battle, and also i-manipulate yung kaisipan ng tao. Hoy, nakakasunod kayo ha?
Think and say. So, you know, if we're bandying back and forth our differences in values, you know, I would say that the highest possible value is truth, and that one of the concomitants is
the truth. Yes, kindness, love, acceptance is so important, is as well important, but the truth, sabi niya nga, is the most important one. Yes, we can be kind, but it should be based on truth. Ano yung truth? Diba? Yung isang sabi sa yung purpose and universality. Okay? Sige, ito pa yung issue niya.
That is that we need stringent protection for freedom of speech so that we can utter the truths that we see fit. And I think that that's a value that's much higher than kindness, for example. I mean, there's lots of situations in life where kindness in the immediate present is not the appropriate way to react at all. So, for example, when you discipline children, you often hurt their feelings in the short term so that they can learn to behave properly in the medium to long term so that their lives go well. And so this automatic assumption that the people on the social justice warrior side of the equation are motivated only by kindness when they're also clearly motivated by power is something I find completely untenable. And I don't think that Pete's solution to program my...
Okay, I'll cut there. Simple lang gusto niyang sabihin, tulad ng pagpalo sa bata. Minsan, nakikita mong parang pangit o masama. Yes, masama naman talaga yun, no? Punishment, corporal punishment. What we mean is yung right na parenting. Halimbawa, yung hindi mo bibigay yung gamit, diba? Halimbawa, gagrounded mo siya, no? Pero pinapaliwanag ko din dapat. Di ba nakikita mo siya nasasaktan? Di ba kawawa naman yung bata? Di ba kawawa naman yung anak? Di ba? But that would be for a short term. In a immediate or in a long term, that for the good health, discipline of the child. Just like in our issue, the truth may be hurt now, but for a medium to long run effect of that, it's very important and useful. That's all. Thank you to everyone, and I hope you learned something. If you want more videos, if you want to learn more, I will send sa ating GC, and it's up to you if you want to expand your knowledge. But for now, I can no longer extend my online class at nalalobat na yung iba. And by the Holy Spirit, bahala na kung makakapag-online class pa tayo next week dahil sobrang hirap yun ito and as well as napaka-tasky. Binibigyan namin kayo ng pagkakataon, sana wag nyo namang sayangin. Now, kung ayaw nyo naman ng online class, okay lang din naman. And kung gusto ninyo, we're here to give you a venue. Gusto lang namin, your cooperation, and yung evaluation ninyo is good for me to know kung natutunan ninyo ba at na-appreciate yung effort namin. Dahil hindi ito madali, napuyat ako pa kakaaral, and I am trying my best to keep the truth and the best for you to learn para maging competent kayo, lalo na yung mag-senior high school dyan. If you don't appreciate, I better go away and find people who appreciate me. And if you appreciate me, you will follow me and hope you request to see each other again next week. Ayun lang. Maraming salamat ulit. And the year is almost ended. Hope to see you next school year. Bye-bye. Adios. Thank you. And happy weekends. See you sa evaluation. Don't miss that. And I hope you learned something. God bless and sana ay may nakapulutan kayong aral. Bye-bye everyone.